And good, bright, and beautiful morning. I am Kimberly Mann, and this is Easy Bible Study. Thank you so much for joining with me today. Today, we are picking up our story with Joseph and his brothers and all the shenanigans that he's putting them through. And a lot of people might say, well, why is Joseph doing this? Like, why is he making such a big deal out of little things? But there's some really good reasons. And we're going to get into that today as to why is it that Joseph is doing all of this. And between today's episode and the next episode, you're going to see exactly how this plays out. So stick around, grab your Bible, grab your notebook, and we'll be right back. We are in Genesis chapter 43, and we'll be back in just one second.
You can have all this world, but give me Jesus. In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
And if you do find any value in this content, do me a favor, click like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my content. And what we are going to do right now is, I also want to let you know, we're going to be starting some things back up on Patreon. I have not been as consistent on Patreon as I'd like to be. And for those of you that don't know, my husband and I have actually decided to kind of do a lot of more RVing because God is leading us to go on the road with helping people, educating them about our real estate stuff. And so it's one of the reasons I had a great big gap in time is because we were going through the process of purchasing an RV and then outfitting it with my studio on it, and just wasn't having the time to actually record and upload and the prep that I do. Because even though it seems really effortless and I am just basically recording live, I am not completely like without prep. I do sit down, I pre-read the passage, I have it ready to go for you guys so that like you have that little nice little bumper thing with the passage listed on there. And then in just a second, of course, if you've never joined us before, you'll see the actual verses that we're going to read today, and we're going to read those out together. Well, that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of prep. I also like to look at the passage and make sure that I'm understanding what God is trying to bring to us. So as a result, we had a bit of a gap, but on our Patreon, we're actually going to be talking more about our lifestyle and probably uploading pictures every day and maybe an inspirational quote onto Patreon. So if you do subscribe on Patreon, there's some great benefits. You can follow along. You can ask questions here on this, but these comments I don't get to as quickly as I do the Patreon ones. So definitely if you want to have a faster access to me or have an instant question, and one of the reasons for that is because YouTube doesn't always show me the comments, and I don't know why. Literally, I sometimes don't see comments for like 3 weeks, which is insane. So anyway, I am going to try and be better and be more present though for you guys. So I appreciate those of you that have hung around, stuck around, and let's get more going on this channel. So having said all of that, let's get into the passage for today. And we are in Genesis chapter 44, and we are on verses 18 through 34. So let's get into that. Here we go. Well, maybe we should start that one over. Let's restart that. There we go. Then Judah came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ears, and let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even as Pharaoh. My Lord asked his servant, saying, Have ye a father or a brother? And we said unto my Lord, We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him. And thou saidst unto thy servants, Bring him down unto me, that I may set mine eyes upon him. And we said unto my Lord, The lad cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. And thou saidst unto thy servants, Except your youngest brother come down with you, ye shall see my face no more. And the man, and let's see here. And it came to pass, when we came up unto thy servant my father, we told him the words of my Lord. And our father said, Go again and buy us a little food. And we said, we cannot go down. If our youngest brother be with us, then we will go down, for we may not see the man's face, except our youngest brother be with us. And thy servant my father said unto us, Ye know that my wife bare me 2 sons. And the one went out from me, and I said, Surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Now therefore, when I come to thy servant my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life, it, huh, problem, because when they came out and they found it, now it looks like not only have they stolen back their money, it also looks like Benjamin, the youngest, has also stolen from Joseph. That he's stolen his golden cup. I mean, this is the first time Benjamin's been there, and Benjamin's quote unquote done something he shouldn't do, which of course Benjamin did not steal it because Joseph told them to put it in his sack. And just prior to that, the brothers had said, if you find that golden chalice in anyone's sack, let him be dead, because we didn't take it. It's not us, you know, not us, not us, not us, not us. So here we are in Genesis 44, and we start out because Joseph has now found it. They've gone back to Joseph, and Joseph has pronounced judgment. And the judgment he has said is that Benjamin will stay back and be his bondservant, that he will be his servant, his personal servant, and he will not let him go. He says, nope. He goes, the rest of you can go, but Benjamin is staying here with me because he's my servant. He's the one. Nope, that's the way it goes. So we start here in verse 18, and Judah says, can we have a private word? He's basically turning around to Joseph and saying, look, Joseph, can I have a word with you? Because we have a little bit of a problem here. The problem is you're telling me that I can't take Benjamin back, or we can't take Benjamin back because of what's happened. But here's the problem. See, I need a word with you, but I need it kind of in private so I can explain the problem. And in verse 19 and 20, he's like, and you're just like Pharaoh. Like, I admire you. I respect you. I'm not saying this to, as my husband, the phrase my husband likes to use is take the mick. He's not trying to take the mick. He's not trying to give him a hard time. He's like, I really respect you. I know that you are as important as Pharaoh himself. And so, but I need a private word with you and about our family. And you asked about our family in verses 19, 20. It's like, you asked about our family. You, who is just as big, we got to tell you. If you ask us about our family, we got to tell you about it. So you asked about our family, and we were honest. You asked us to bring him. In verse 21, Judah's like, look, you asked us to bring Benjamin, and we did. Like, we were honest about our family. We didn't try to withhold anything. We didn't try to hide anything. If you remember, we brought back the money from before. We were very honest men. And now we've got a problem. Because you've asked us, we were honest. You asked us to bring him. We tried to explain how this really wasn't possible. Our dad is nigh unto death. Like, he's like on his deathbed. He's so old and so decrepit that losing Benjamin would kill him. Like, we tried to explain that this wouldn't be possible, but you weren't going to hear about it. We told you in verse 24 here that our dad And then you later told, and then we told our dad this when we got back, that you said we have to bring Benjamin. And dad then said, okay, a couple of months later, he's like, or a year later, he says, okay, we got to go get food because we have famine again and we still don't have any food. So you're going to have to go back and get food. And we reminded dad, but we can't go back without Benjamin. And this is problematic because dad's like, I really don't want you to take him. So my dad, this is all Judah telling the story now. Remember that. Judah's actually sitting here telling a story. He's not just kind of rambling. He's actually telling this story to Joseph. He's saying, this is what happened. And my dad made me swear. I had to swear on my own life, on the life of my sons. I had to swear I was going to bring Benjamin back. I can't let this happen. This just can't happen. It absolutely can't. Like, we told you this. My dad made me swear because he's the only son left from his favorite wife. And it would kill him to lose this. Look, he's already lost his first son from this wife. And he's lost that wife. That wife has now passed away. She is no longer with us. So he doesn't have his first son. He doesn't have the wife who gave him these two favorite wonderful sons. He only has the one son left. He only has the one. And if this one son out of all of us, if this one son doesn't come back, it's going to kill him. It'd kill my dad. And he goes, and I can't let that happen. He goes, so I made that promise to my dad in verse 32. So I made that promise to my dad and I intend to keep it. Now, why is this significant? So why is this significant? Because what Joseph is doing here is he's testing the brothers. He's really testing them out and saying, all right, let's see if these brothers have actually changed. They kind of claim to change, but I'm not really sure they have changed. So it's like, we're going to test this out. We're going to find out, have these brothers really changed? And Judah obviously has. Because in the past, Judah didn't care about his word. And now he's like, not only did I make a promise to my dad, excuse me, I got to sit back a little bit. Not only did I make a promise to my dad, I intend to keep it. And it doesn't matter. I have to keep my word. Now, this is a different Judah than what we saw when Joseph was sold into slavery. Judah and Reuben and all the other, well, not Reuben originally, but all the other brothers didn't really care. And Judah's like, I am not going to let anything stand in the way of me keeping my word this time. So in verses 33 and 34, he goes, Judah's like, because of all of this, he's had a private word with Joseph. He goes, because of all of this, I'm asking if you will let me take the place of Benjamin, because if you say no, it will kill my father. I don't know what else to do. I'm begging you. He's practically, the Bible doesn't actually say that he's down on his knees begging, but essentially he is. He's like, I can't let this happen. This cannot happen. I can't let Benjamin stay here in Egypt. He's got to go home. This is not an option. And this is a different Judah than what we saw when it was up against Joseph. This is not the Judah that we saw previously. This is a Judah that says, if I make a promise, I'm going to keep it. I'm absolutely going to keep that promise. And like, how do we know this? Well, we know that he's definitely planning to keep this promise. He's like, no, I can't let this happen. I cannot let this happen again. It was bad enough when we had the situation with Joseph. That was bad enough. But now this, no. I can't let this happen. This cannot happen. So he says, I beg you, I absolutely beg you, take me, keep me. Look, I know I'm not as young as Benjamin. I know, like, you can almost see these things going through his mind, that he's saying, okay, I know I'm not as good as, I know I'm not as wonderful as, but it's important that I take the place of Benjamin. You gotta let me do this. I can't not do this. And so, what do we see? Well, that's where the chapter ends. So next time we're going to look at what is Joseph's response to this. And it's fine if you want to peek ahead. That's absolutely okay with me. I always encourage people. But this is a really compelling story. The thing is, why is Joseph doing this? Well, Joseph is testing them. He wants to make sure that these brothers are not the same brothers that the ones sold him into slavery. He's not going to be merciful. He's not going to be kind. He's not going to be generous and forgiving if these are the same brothers. If these brothers haven't changed who they are intrinsically in their character, he's not going to do it. He's like, no, I have to make sure that Benjamin is with guys who are okay. And especially if this father is about to die, if Benjamin goes away, I may never see him again. And I need to make sure Benjamin is safe from these brothers. Because keep in mind, Joseph is thinking, Jacob is on his last legs. And Benjamin is there as this little sheep to be thrown to the wolves. Keep in mind as well, if you remember when we were back in the other earlier passages, and we were talking about how long it was from when Joseph first went to Egypt and when he finally ascended to Pharaoh was at least 21 years. Now we are 2 years into famine, which we'll find out in the next chapter. Spoiler alert. We're already 2 years into the famine, the 7 years of famine. So we're like 23 to 25 years after. Last time he saw Benjamin, he was a child. Now Benjamin is a full-grown man. And he's like, yeah, but I was a full-grown man as well when they sent me away to Egypt. And I can't let this happen to Benjamin. I got to protect my brother. I got to make sure he's safe. So this is what's in the back of Joseph's mind, except for that what's happening here is that these brothers are not reacting the same way they did when they sent Joseph away. These brothers are different people. They are different than they were previously. And that's going to make all the difference in chapter 45. So join me again tomorrow. And we're going to kind of come to the conclusion of this kind of nail-biting cliffhanger type story. We keep having these like, this is next, and then this is next. And then tomorrow is definitely like or not tomorrow, but the next episode is definitely our ending of this portion of the story. It's the conclusion of what happens after Judah makes his appeal. What decision does Joseph make? Will Joseph be kind? Will he be caring? Will he be forgiving? Or will he take revenge on these brothers who did him wrong in all those 25 years ago? Stick around. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, though, if you do have any questions, whoops, wrong one. Wrong button. I love how that goes. Let's see here. Shall we go with this one? Shall we go with this? And then this? If you do, whoop, wrong way. We'll pull it that way. There we go. So, push me this way. If you do have any questions, absolutely do me a favor and put them down below in the comments. Let me know, would you, if you were Joseph, would you forgive the brothers or not? And of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any content. And definitely you don't want to miss the next one because, oh my goodness, so crazy. Absolutely crazy story that we're going through right now. So now we want to know, what's Joseph going to do? I'd love if you, before you look at the next passage, put a comment below and tell me. You tell me, what do you think Joseph is going to do? Is he going to take revenge? Is he going to get his comeuppance? Because remember, he is second only to Pharaoh in the land. So he could do whatever he wanted. He doesn't need these brothers. He doesn't need them to be successful or do any great or anything. Doesn't need them at all. So anyway, stick around. We will be back tomorrow with the finalization of this particular saga. And I can't wait to see you then. So talk to you later. Bye for now.
Was my cry at dark midnight, was my cry, give me Jesus, give me Jesus, give me Jesus. You can have all this world, but in the morning.